Have you become interested in Facebook Live and wondering how to get started? Well, today's video will show you how to quick start your broadcasts, build community of viewers and grow your business or organisation. Hi, I'm David Salomon and this is Livestream Studio, where we show you how to use video and social media to get your message to your ideal audience. Coming up are the 10 best essential tips to check whenever you go live, whether from your smartphone, a computer or a dedicated video desk. They're all pretty logical and straightforward, but when you're just getting started there's a lot of things on your mind and it's easy to skip them. So I've put together a one-page guide to get you started, and it would be well worthwhile getting in the routine of checking the things on the list without having to think about them. The more you rely on the muscle memory, the more thinking space you'll free up to create original, engaging and entertaining content. After all, that's why people will watch your channel and stick with you in the long run. Now, if you want to get a copy of this PDF, just write tips in the comments below, and I've set up Facebook Messenger to deliver that to you. So let's get straight down to it. The first of my 10 must-do items is to let people know when you're going to go live. While the notifications that go out are all important, eventually we'd like our audience to get into a rhythm to come to expect our broadcast at a designated time each week. That way we can allocate time, or they can allocate time rather, and be more likely to turn up each occasion. There are a number of different ways that you can do that notification, and you will have perhaps seen one today that came through from the Facebook Messenger that's built into schedule posts, and I'll be doing a full video about that at a later time. Another is using Facebook Messenger, and again I'll be doing a full video on that one. But let's get right down to it here. The first tip that I want to talk about today, well actually that was the first one, is schedule your post. I've just got myself a little bit confused there for a moment. So let's go on to the second tip, and that is to check your battery. Now there's nothing worse than actually starting to do a live broadcast and getting halfway through and finding that your battery runs out. It happens to everyone at some stage, and because one of the things that happens is that it can take longer to get started than you expect, and the battery is getting churned up all the time, particularly if you've got an older device, because as your battery ages, it doesn't hold the charge that it used to. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can, if you're able to, plug your smartphone into power supplies so that you don't have to worry about the battery running out. The second thing is, if you, I've got one here somewhere, if you do a lot of spontaneous videos when you're out and about, you can get an auxiliary battery, and it's just so convenient to be able to plug in another battery that you've charged up before, a rechargeable one, when you notice that your battery level is getting low. So keep that in mind if you like to do a lot of spontaneous ones, because in the long run, running out of power is something that will always be a limiting factor. Number three tip is to turn your phone on to airplane mode. Now this is particularly if you're using Wi-Fi. You turn it on to airplane mode, but then go and check that you're still connected to Wi-Fi, of course, and remembering to turn it back on to receive calls when you've finished your broadcast. I mean, it's a simple thing so that you're not getting distractions from phone calls or notifications or other things that are coming in while you're really concentrating on the message that you're wanting to deliver. Number 4, Number 4 is to check your internet speed. Now, I've given you a link on the PDF to help you do this through to speed test, and this has been one of the things that I've struggled with over a period of time, because Wi-Fi, where I broadcast from, is really quite unpredictable, and so I've actually put in a wired connection to Ethernet, where I have a brilliant connection now that is absolutely rock solid. But usually it'll be the other way around. Usually you'll be out in and about with your mobile, and it's the Wi-Fi that is going to be most reliable. That's not always the case. So having an app such as Speed Test is going to be able to tell you the best way to go. And just don't try it once. Run the test a couple of times so that you can, really establish what the performance is like. Let's go to number 5, and that is lighting. Check your light source. Check to see that the image that is being broadcast is a good one. That people can watch and not be distracted by it. If you're standing in front of a window, for example, you're going to have a lot of light coming from behind you, and you're going to look more like a silhouette than an actual image. So having the window in front of you or the light sources in front of you is going to make a big difference. Really easy to make that mistake and thinking standing and not realising that standing in front of the light or the light behind your back is not going to be a good look until you've actually played around with it a bit. But we think a lot about cameras being the main things that determines how good the quality of our picture is. Not so. Camera's actually number 3. The first thing, the most important thing for people to be able to engage with your video is audio. You need to have a good audio. So you might think about having a microphone attached. As soon as you move along a little bit and looking ways for improving your audio, that's going to be something that you can do quite easily. The second thing that is going to affect the quality of your image is lighting, and poor lighting, making it hard to see, is going to put people off. And then third thing is the camera, and if you've got good audio and good lighting, even an ordinary camera will be fine. People will accept an image that's coming for a lower quality device as long as you can hear and see what's going on. Next one is to get some sort of support for your smartphone. Now, whether that's something simple like this, a little mini tripod, whether it's a selfie stick, or whether it's a pile of books, make it solid. There's nothing quite as distracting as wobble cam, I call it, particularly if there's no reason for it. And it's a distraction to see the wobbling rather than to actually look into the picture and feel much closer connection to what's happening going on. So we call them sticks in videographers. Get yourself some sticks or a selfie stick, or have some sort of a setup so that you can make that a rock solid support for your camera. The next tip is write a good title rather. When you do a lot of video, you save on a lot of writing, but there's still some things that have to be written and have to be written well, and title is one of those, title and description, because a lot of your audience is going to actually see your live video not as a live video but as a recorded video. They'll be coming along later, and as they're scanning through the news feed and see there's a video there, they'll check out the title and the description before deciding whether to click on. If they're seeing the red light and it's live, they will click on and have a look straight away very often, and check out what's happening, but not so for the recorded video. Next tip is remember to go to your business page rather than your personal profile. It's actually against the rules of Facebook to do business on your personal profile. That's really reserved for family, for friends, and for those social occasions. So there will be some times when it is appropriate, even though it might be business, to be going to your personal page again. But usually if it's business related matter, check to see that you're going to your business page. And you'll notice my page here, even though it's my name, I have transferred an account or duplicated an account under Facebook's direction from my personal profile to make a business account. I didn't even know that could happen until they invited me to do that. And so now it has all the features of a business page, but it has many of the advantages of personal profile as well. So, check that you're on the right page, particularly if you're using the Facebook or the Pages app. You can very easily be on the wrong page. And there's so many things to think about when you're getting started that it's really easy to, overlook something. So if you've got the list, or you want the list, leave a comment, or put tips in the comments rather, and we'll get that to you. What you learn to do with your smartphone stays with you, because even when you go to more formal business presentations or to a live show, these things still apply. And even when you've got maybe a high-end live streaming show happening, there will still be times when you're going just from your phone to do something spontaneous. So these are sort of foundational ideas here. Okay, next up to number 9 is, as people come onto your live stream, give them a call out. Let them know. And I'm just checking here. Kim Hughes has come on. G'day, Kim. Thanks for looking. And acknowledge people as they come on. And it really gives you a boost, when you get called out on a page like that. I was surprised when I experienced that for the first time, but I got really excited by it. I loved it. And people do. They love to have that recognition there. So we come now to number 10, and that is a follow-on from this number 9, and as well as calling out, ask people to share, leave a comment, engage with the page in some way. Because earlier this year, when Facebook changed its algorithm, liking the page really doesn't count for much anymore. Facebook are really promoting those pages and those accounts where social interaction is happening. So the more conversation you can have on the page, and that's not just sort of a comment, but maybe asking a question, maybe suggesting that your viewers can look at other people's comments as well, and if they have an experience that is relevant to a question that someone is asking, perhaps they can answer that in the stream. So what's been your experience of starting out with Facebook Live, or any live streaming for that matter? Is there particular challenges that you had to overcome? Have you come up with any novel solutions to any of them? Let us know. Let's get the conversation happening there. And remember that if you want to see the tips sheet, I've got the link on there to speed test as well, that you will find really useful, because it's only a matter of time. Things go wrong with live streaming. It's just part of the space. And the more that you can have a routine taking care of the tech aspect of it, the more brain space, as I said earlier, you're going to have to actually devote to the program and to connecting with people. So thanks Kim, for your like there. I'm just checking the page now. We've come to the end, And thanks for joining me. I'll be following up with more of these. You know, this number, I've given these 10 tips as if that's some sort of a definitive thing. But really, there's lots of things to know that once you know them, you sort of just do them automatically. But when you're starting, you don't know what you don't know. And that's really what I'm trying to help you with as you get started. And we're going to keep going along that track and, develop really quite sophisticated live streams eventually. So what do you think of that? Are there any particular queries you have about it? Let me know if you do. I'd only be so happy to respond to you. See you again soon. All the best. Cheers.